The lights on the City and County building have been sparking joy and cheer in Denver for nearly as long as the building itself has stood. Nearly 600 individual light fixtures, over 80 unique installations, and 15 miles of cabling are necessary to bring this holiday gift to life. But what happens before the first light string is sparked? Well, for that answer, we need to go back further than you might think. When the mayor flips the big switch at the Light the Lights celebration, he not only kicks off the holiday season, he turns on the creative process for planning next year's program. As the show plays through, the team at Blazin' Illuminations, who has lit the building for the past 14 years, takes stock of the show they just finished producing, but they do so with an eye towards the future.
Where it starts is a small team of about 4 get together, and we start kind of imagining where things are going to go. Kind of getting the sense of what the spirit of the year is, because we feel like the show is kind of a wrap-up of what is happening in Colorado and what is the spirit of the future of Colorado and Denver as the seat of that. Sometimes it's very emotional. Sometimes you find yourself, as you're talking through stuff, you get emotional and you kind of cry, but then at the same time you might be happy and joyous and just excited. And I feel like this year was very much more biased towards the excitement and the excitement for the future. Last year was really emotional. It was just this turmoil of life. And we felt like we didn't really want to recreate that again. We wanted to recreate this kind of classic, a little bit back to normal, a little more happy vibe this year.
The musicians are then tasked with turning this vibe into a sonic reality. For this 89th edition of the show, a talented group of Colorado musicians took this idea of fun and nostalgia and tapped into some holiday classics to bring your ears a holiday gift basket.
We've chosen a couple pieces that are just going to be very nostalgic. They're going to have the nostalgic feel with a little modern twist to them. Our music producer, Dave Beagle, this year was able to do his own rendition of the Peanuts song. And I think that's a good one for this year. It's that nostalgia, it's that Christmas nostalgia. We're kind of feeling like, Charlie Brown and the Charlie Brown tree this year coming after COVID, so it's like new growth, we're getting going. And I think it's just a cool feel for Peanuts to be the influence for this year.
But this sensory bounty isn't just for your ears. The feeling of the show must also come through in the lights, which bring the building to life as they dance across the facade.
So we need to take the nearly 600 light fixtures that are on this building and the 100 plus different decorations that are on this building. We need to figure out how to present that emotion, that feel, whether it's through chasing the different decorations, when we use the decorations, the strobe lights, and just try to bring that emotion through the medium of the lighting system. So originally the architect built this building and chose the stone for its lighting properties. Local stone from Colorado that has this really amazing reflective nature to it, and the bright whiteness that it is just makes the lighting so much more dynamic. Thank you for the architect to build a great building and amazing technology, and then we have this opportunity to do this. It's just super cool.
But before the lights can connect to your eyeballs and your heartstrings, someone has to put them on the building. Although most of the light fixtures stay up year-round, there are plenty that don't. A team of skilled technicians takes around 15 days to install the various pieces on the building, including some that you might need a reindeer to reach.
We hang strobe lights off the top above the clock, and so that kind of requires some it'd be like guts of steel, if you will, to go all the way to that level. I want to say that's about 140 feet off the ground. You climb up ladders on the outside of the building, and you get all the way up, and there's a slight little slope at the top. You got to stand on that slope and lean into the building, and then also reach down below at your feet to hook these wires in. So if you don't, they always tell you, don't look down. Well, in this case, you have to look down to put those lights in. So it requires a unique person to be able to do that for sure.
A year's worth of planning, producing, and climbing on the outside of the clock tower all comes down to the flipping of a switch. Nerves run deep during the first show, but for the team at Blazin' Illuminations, the appreciation of the crowd is a well-deserved reward for a year's worth of hard work.
I think the best of us, it doesn't matter who we are, we have to be nervous because it's so important to all of us that it's going to work. And we've got so much riding on the line that we want to present the best show to the public. We want to give them the best thing that we can do. And so all the nerves right up to the minute, you almost can't breathe. And then the lights go on and the piece plays through and you're listening to the piece, you're waiting for it to, something's going to happen. Nope, we got it. We're good. Everything's going to work. You get all the way through the piece. and you can breathe again. It's over and the guests are clapping and everybody's excited and, oh yeah, that's an amazing feel. That's the reason why we do this kind of work. It's so much of that audience response as to why we produce and take the time and work so hard to make this show.
For more stories, check out Denver's YouTube page or tune in to Denver8.tv.